Hey everyone, happy Red Friday. Welcome to another episode of Red Friday Reviews. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Today what I thought I would do is give you some tools to put in your toolbox, whether you're an experienced cannabis connoisseur or if you're a new client or patient that's getting into cannabis. This bit of information I'm going to share right now is excellent to have. There's not too many people I don't know that haven't overshot the mark at some point will use THC. You know, you're trying to medicate for, say, antidepressant or anti-anxiety, and all of a sudden you're getting the opposite effect. Maybe you've overshot the mark, too much THC. Guilty, I've done it in the past. I think everybody has. The difference is now is that there are better options available for you to help mitigate those feelings of uneasiness, or you feel like you've overshot the mark, you just know you're getting a little bit anxious or whatever the case may be. I want to share with you a couple of different options that you can use from the Mendo menu to help mitigate those effects. So what I want to talk about today is low dose CBD, and I've got three different methods of consumption here. We'll go through a vape method, we'll go through some capsules, and we'll also go through the oil that's meant to be sublingual under the tongue. These are great options to have. So most people aren't aware that if you overshoot the mark smoking or consuming THC, there is a way to bring yourself back down with low dose CBD. So low dose CBD be anywhere from, say, 10 milligrams to 40 milligrams, maybe to 50. You don't want to start taking high amounts of CBD to help, because then you might just cause other issues. For example, I know nobody consumes alcohol, but something that's been noticed by myself and other people, when you take high doses of CBD, say you're taking like 2 syringes full of that, and you're mixing alcohol, people are getting a very intoxicating effect. So you kind of have to be careful with that. Consuming alcohol, make sure with the high doses, you're just kind of being careful. You might get an amplified effect of the intoxication. So low dose CBD, and that's again from about 10 milligrams to, say, 40 or 50 milligrams, depending on your tolerance. This is a non-psychoactive. So what that means is this isn't going to add or intensify the psychoactive effects of the THC. This is going to help. What I've done in the past is generally I'll always carry something like this. So this is a Medilabs. This is a 1 to 2 CBG to CBD. What that means is there's 1 part CBG to 2 parts CBD. 15 to 25 minutes as an example, as a rough example. So what I would do is the syringe that comes in the pack, you can see it's all got markings on it. On there, I would generally go with no more than 40 milligrams of CBD under the tongue. Leave it there for as long as you can. Anywhere from 20 to 40 is a good amount, just so you know, starting out. Again, golden rule, go low, go slow. You've already overdone it with the THC, so this isn't going to amplify that any, but like I said, the low dose will help bring you back down. So like I said, that's the Medilabs option. This is a sublingual under the tongue. So you're kind of out and about, or maybe you're at home and you're starting to kind of feel like, uh-oh, I think I'm overshooting the mark. You can usually tell because it kind of keeps going after you've overshot the mark, right? So immediately you can go for something like this, put it under your tongue for as long as you can. Takes about 15, 20 minutes, say, and then you'll kind of feel yourself starting to get a little bit tired, and you can feel it coming down, almost like burnout. Sometimes certain strains will have something called burnout. What that means is after the effect is done, you get this very tired feeling. Not every strain has that, but that's something that you will feel if you've overshot the mark with THC and you're starting to come back down. So enough on that. We will move to the capsule now. This is an Emprise 50 milligram CBD capsule. These are great. You can get all different increments, 10, 20, whatever. What I do is if I really feel like I've overshot the mark, I'll immediately take one of these. Now, keep in mind, this is going to take anywhere from 45 minutes is about the average. So it could be a half hour and it could be an hour and a half. So what I do is I'll consume one of these, and then pick another of these two options to kind of go for immediate help with mitigating those high THC effects. So this is a great option. Like I said, capsule takes on average about 45 minutes to maybe an hour. It depends on how much food you have in your system. It depends on your metabolism, your biology, but on average, you're looking at about 45 minutes. Now, the quickest delivery system, and I'm using the Tribal battery here, and inside the Tribal battery, we have a full spectrum. I'll show that there. This is a full spectrum CBD vape pen. It has 63% CBD, so you're looking at maybe 1 or 2 inhales, and you should really start to feel the effect within about a minute. Same idea, you'll feel yourself kind of coming down. You may get to that burnout state where you just feel a little bit tired. That's okay. Time to nap it off. You'll wake up, feel way better. So this takes effect almost immediately, anywhere from 15 seconds to say 5 minutes. Again, depends on the strain. Some take a little longer to kick in or whatever. But this is an excellent option. You can also use a CBD flower as well if you prefer joints. You can have joints on standby. I find this is great because I can just keep this fully charged. I carry around a little shave bag, and I keep all my medical supplies in there. I'll keep my oil, my vape pens, capsules, whatever I need. And I'll usually travel around with that. I either have it in the car or somewhere handy. If I do feel like I'm out and about and I'm starting to get a little bit anxious, things are kind of like feeling a little overwhelmed, fantastic. You know what I mean? If you overshoot the mark. So just great information to have. And I thought today would be a great day to share that. I've heard of lots of different patients who are quite excited and happy now that they have their cannabis prescription. They're trying to figure stuff out. And trust me, part of the process for learning what you like and dosing and all that, you're going to sometimes overshoot the mark. And there's nothing to be frightened of when that happens. You know, you're not going to die. You're not going to stop breathing. Your heart's not going to stop. But in your mind, when you're anxious and this is starting to kind of take over, you run through all these scenarios in your head where you think the worst case is going to happen. Have something like this on standby. Again, just make sure when you have things on standby, you understand the time delay, right? 20 minutes, 45 minutes, pretty much instantaneous, but we'll say 5 minutes just for argument's sake. So when you're looking for products online, CBD low dose, so anything under 50 milligrams, again, with vape pens and that, you kind of have to regulate that yourself with 1 or 2 inhales. A lot of times the reason people overshoot the mark is because when they're consuming the cannabis, just for example, say it's a joint, they're puffing along and whatever, and they're like, oh, I'm feeling really good. But you have to understand, if your tolerance is low, this is medicine, so it's going to keep having an effect the more you consume. And people just tend to kind of get comfortable, and then they forget, and then they realize it's kind of going a little bit more than they wanted it to. Now you've got your little option of ways to mitigate and bring yourself back down to a manageable level. So without going too much more into detail, these are fantastic products. If you have any questions about CBD or how to use these options further to help mitigate any, like I said, overshooting the mark with THC, please reach out, ask any questions. If there's other products you would like to see or be reviewed, I have no problem. Reach out to me, send me a message through social media or email or call me or whatever. I love helping people out. And since I've been doing this the last few months, a lot of the questions I'm getting are, what strains do I use? When I bring up the fact that you can use CBD to help mitigate stuff, people are just blown away. It's like, so I really want to try and get this out there so people have some tools they can use to help keep balanced and without overshooting. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope this was helpful. I hope you learned something today. And as a quick review, like I said, we have a vaporizer option. You can also use a joint. We have capsule option, and we have a sublingual cannabis oil option as well. So like I said, these are great products. There's many more on the menu as well. But these are 3 that I thought I would share with you to kind of get you started and to be able to take some tools and put them in the toolbox for in those moments when it's just you around and you can't kind of ask anybody any questions. This is a fantastic thing to have.